Going to see The Odyssey on the opening Friday at 11 a.m. with only one coffee in my belly felt like being Corbin Dallas at Flintstone Paradise.
You were happy here? Big wow.
Find it boring, really?
Thrill.
We both didn't really want to be there, but we had a job to do. The only difference, he actually enjoyed what he saw. I can talk what went wrong for hours, but today I promise to keep it informative, keep it tight, keep it honest, and no regurgitation.
Last one standing wins.
I think the only way to get through this movie unscarred is to play a drinking game. You just take a shot every time Matt Damon puts his helmet on or takes it off. Luckily, he does it a lot, because it's either that or lots and lots of pain. And I said Matt Damon and not Odysseus for a reason, because all I saw on screen is an actor that I do like, but who is just a shadow of an iconic hero. His Odysseus is not witty, it's not persuasive, it's not strategic, it's not adaptable, and the worst part, he doesn't come across as very smart, to be honest. Like, why do you shoot Cyclops when everybody is already out of the cave? And why the hell somebody from his crew has to constantly argue with you and tell you what to do? And the rest of the cast didn't impress me either. All I saw on screen was just them, not their characters. And casting overall, I'm personally giving Nolan a red card for this one. What a disrespect for the Greeks. Not a single ethnic Greek actor in this monumental legacy. And what statement are you really making when an Indian and African guys deliver the line, "We are Greeks"?
Well, it's the Odyssey, so yes.
I guess anyone can be anyone these days? Well, fine, then next time, maybe when we make an epic about proud Maasai warriors who can hunt lions with their spears, let's cast Brad Pitt, because no one will have any doubts that his pretty looks and really good acting chops can easily launch 1,000 spears. The only authentic thing about the entire production is pieces of Greek pottery here and there, which makes immersion basically zero. And the modernity of the dialogue, it's atrocious. I had to adapt to the dialogue just to stay in the movie, which I did pretty quickly, no problem. But just when I started feeling safe, my ears bled. The music during the opening of Gates of Troy sequence, it's a pre-purchased torture. It doesn't care if there are people with sensitivities, or migraines, or anxiety, if there are pregnant ladies in the audience. It just doesn't stop, and it gets louder and louder and louder, and I swear, if I think of it, I still can hear it. Camera work that is pretty much known is good, but it didn't work for me, especially in the fighting sequences. It's too many close-ups, too many mid-shots, too much of a following Damon and his reactions, too fast of a panning, and almost never ever panning out, showing us the big scope of what's going on. It's basically anti-epic. And the Gates of Troy themselves, the impenetrable walls in Gates of Troy, they are the same thickness as Penelope's chamber doors. I know Nolan doesn't have a cell phone, but I'm pretty sure he did see the movie Troy. Where is his pride? It's like comparing a wooden child stick to a real sword. And speaking of weapons, surprisingly very, very well done. And I say surprisingly because they completely don't match the quality of the armor here. The armor, it's just bad. It's just bad across the board. It's so bad that I'm gonna rate who gets the worst one. So let's see, Robert Pattinson, he's the lucky one. He got the one that actually looks and sounds like a real leather. Then I think we get Matt Damon and his Greek crew. Dull colors, but somewhat okay to look at and somewhat functional. Then, oh my god, the Trojans. They made me laugh, and I felt really, really sorry for the actors who had to wear that. I have no comment on that one. Lastrigonius, absolutely, completely out of place, and honestly, plain embarrassing. And what do we got next? The Last Place. Yes, The Last Place. Of course, for obvious reasons, has to go to our buddy Batman. Nolan's famous story point shuffling thing didn't really work for me here either, because combined with the modern dialogue, it just felt to me like somebody's narrating a contemporary play to me, which is not a good thing for an epic. I did like, I'm not gonna lie, I did like majority of the scenes from Ithaca, and I even dropped a tear, so close, during the scene of reunion between the master and his faithful dog, but they cut that scene way too short for this iconic moment, because I guess they needed more time for Zendaya. Oh my god, her character didn't even need to be in the story. I'm telling you, no other gods are in. Zeus is very, very angry. She's just there for Matt Damon to get more sad and maybe a little bit philosophical with. From the perils, I think Cyclops was the best, but I don't know why they made Polyphemus so dumb. Like, how can you be able to make cheese and have an intelligence of a 2-year-old baby at the same time? Calypso. Who is Calypso? Nobody knows. There was no explanation whatsoever. And in my opinion, for me, Circe's sequence turning Odysseus's, or correct myself, Matt Damon's crew into pigs, way too long and too disturbingly graphic. It's like they are trying to make yet another big statement here. The sirens. Extremely underwhelming. I wanted to see, I wanted to hear them, and I don't care how philosophical Matt Damon's interpretation of their song is. To me, it's just a cheap way out, and I don't know what kind of a blob Scylla was, but that's not it. I swear, I had more fun watching 1958, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad when I was a kid. Obviously not at the time of its release, but I still think that's more creative than this. I promise to keep it short, and I will. This is how my screening here downtown Toronto ended. Credits roll, about 5 seconds silence, then one weak clap appears, which got picked up by about, I want to say, generously 1/3 of an audience. Then the other third laughs at them. At what? I don't know, but then the last third, probably the most traumatized, including me, we just sat in silence. My question to you is, how long do you think a title of a masterpiece for this one will actually last? Because word of mouth is the critical backbone for the film aging well, for its longevity, and I think I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who thinks this is not even ma. It's like meh, unfortunately. It's just an ambitious execution of different statements, and I think its real downfall is that it's so pretentious that it becomes boring. What do you think? Thank you so much for listening. Until the next one.